Hey YouTubers, my name's Henry from Canada, and I'm sitting here in the Marketplace Park in Tubigon, Bohol, where I live, and just wanted to introduce myself and my lovely wife Lilia.
Hi.
And just talk a little bit about the town of Tubigon and the island of Bohol. Tubigon is a pretty big town here in Bohol, second biggest actually. And it's actually known as the gateway to Bohol because it's the main port when you come in from Cebu, which is where the international airport is for flights, coming from America. And or you can go to Manila, and there's actually an airport here on Panglao Island too. So people come different routes, but a lot of people come into Tubigon. Anyway, we're here in the pandemic. I'm coming to you from the pandemic, and right now we don't have any ferries running, so we don't get a lot of visitors here. Tourism's down, so that's bad for the economy here, bad for the foreigners that want to get here, because there are no flights, no ferries coming in right now. So it's just the way it is. It's going to be that way for a while, I guess. So we got the masks, and we don't have any cases here on Bohol as far as I know right now. But there have been some, and they take it pretty seriously. So anyway, just want to talk a little bit about all the noise we have here. But seriously, just want to talk a little bit about some of the costs here. I started this channel, Cheap Living in the Philippines. And I found that, you can live as cheaply as you want to. So just talk a little bit about transportation costs, food costs, some of the places to visit, and housing costs. So, a little bit about transportation. The different modes of transportation public here are a great bus system. You can get to any town from here, very cheap, less than $1. And you can also get a van that's maybe a little bit more expensive, like a third of the price, more than the bus. It's a little faster. Local transportation, they ride tricycles. You see them going by here all the time. There's lots of them. It's a favorite form of transportation for the local people. Very cheap, like 10 pesos I think will get you anywhere within this community anyway. And if you want to go outside the community, maybe 20, 30 pesos, but pretty cheap. As far as food goes, there's a lot of good local foods here. There's a market just down the street, and in that market you can buy lots of fresh vegetables, potatoes, local meats that are pretty inexpensive, like chicken and pork, and of course fish is big, right by the sea, and crab. There's McDonald's over there. We're a bigger town. Not every town has a McDonald's. We have 2 shopping centers, Alturas and the BQ Mall. So they sell groceries and dry goods, so you can pretty much get whatever you want. They're limited in some things. There's a nice meat shop over here. We have a Dunkin' Donuts. So, a lot of amenities. It's a pretty good little town to live in. Very close to the beaches. I can hop on a motorcycle and be at a beach in like 5 minutes. So that's nice. And just love going to the beach myself and swimming in the sea. As far as that goes, I just mentioned motorcycles, so that's another mode of transportation, obviously. A lot of people here drive little 125s. You can buy them fairly inexpensive. I think I bought one for my wife, one for me, for like $500 each. So, they were used, but they're still in great shape. Or you can buy a car. A used car here is going to cost you pretty much the same as it would in America or in Europe. And I just bought a multi-cab which I might show you in a later video. That is a little truck that they use here, little 3-cylinder engines, great on gas. Maybe not the most comfortable ride, but it'll get you where you want to go. So that's why I bought it. As far as housing goes, it's pretty cheap. I mean, you can get a studio apartment here for maybe $100 a month, 5,000 pesos, and that's quite comfortable. Give you what you want. A private bath and probably a balcony and a bedroom. Like a studio. But you can rent a house here I have friends that have 2-3 bedroom houses for maybe the equivalent of $250. So as far as that goes, the living's pretty cheap. In a month, I might spend, for my wife and I, maybe 10,000 pesos on food, but I don't pay any rent here because we live with her mother because she's elderly and she needs taken care of. So she lives in the basement with Lilia's sister, and we live upstairs, and of course I cover the food, so there's a little extra expense there for the extra food. But like I said, the food's pretty cheap. I live here on a budget of $800 a month American, so 40,000 pesos, and we pretty much do what we want. If we want to go to a restaurant, we go. So there's some nice restaurants here and in the neighboring towns, and especially up in Panglao, which is the resort area. And hotels there are fairly inexpensive, especially now during the pandemic. But even non-pandemic times, you can get a hotel up there for like $25 a night, which is really, really nice. There's more expensive ones, of course, but you get what you pay for, and you can look around. I'll show you some of those maybe in a later video. There's also all kinds of sites that you can go and see here. Chocolate Hills is very famous. They call Chocolate Hills because they look like Hershey Kisses in the dry season. The hills are brown, and there's lots of them, so they look like a bunch of Hershey Kisses. There's an adventure park where you can go for a zip line ride. There's the Lubbock River cruise. You can take a ride down the river, have a buffet. It's really nice. And like I said, in the resort area, Panglao, beautiful beaches, scuba diving, snorkeling's really good. So there's a lot of amenities there. Bohol is a great little island to live on. So, as I said, this is just an introduction video, and I'm sorry, if it's been a little boring. We'll try to make the other ones a little more exciting. We're going to show you some houses that some of our foreigner friends live in, some of the ones that they've built. Land here is pretty cheap, and it's pretty cheap labor, so you can build a house fairly inexpensively, and we'll get into some more details on that in later videos. So just want to sign off now and just say thanks for watching, and if you want to get notifications, just hit the notification bell and subscribe, and that would be great for the channel. Appreciate it very much. You guys all have a great day. Bye from Bohol.